All right, since we now know how to make functions, now we want to talk more in detail about passing data to the functions. So here we have a list. We have a function that should change the list to all uppers. We run that and then we print it out and it should be all uppers. And it's not. And the reason is that this n is not while we've passed the whole list, we're not actually changing the value. We're changing the value that pops up here. It's like a temporary value. So inside here, it's a temporary value, so it's not going to change it. If we look at pass 2, we run it, and now it's changed. Because now instead of changing the n, we're using that as the counter, and we're saying my names.n is equal to my names.n upper. So this is going 0, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like it would have worked, but you need to do it this way when you're in a function to make it work. If we look at passing values 3, if we ever want to send something to a function, but we want to make sure that it comes back to us the way we sent it, you can use the colon when you send it, and the data will not be allowed to be changed. It is instead of sending the actual data there, it just sends the value over to the function, and the original data is never changed. If you don't trust your functions. If we look at number 4, you can see that I can send different numbers. If we don't know how many numbers we're going to send to our function, we go and put an asterisk in front of it, and it will create a list of those of the numbers we send, or whatever values. We could send numbers, we could send strings, we could send whatever, but it will make a list of those numbers. And whatever it is the name of the list. So as you can see, we have the name of the list here that we can use. The other thing is, if you don't want to store the functions in your code, you can store them in a separate file and then read them in, as we've been doing with other pieces of code. And we do it as from file name import the name of the function we want to import, and sure enough, it runs. If you have multiple ones you want to import, from file name import function 1, function 2 you want to run in, and of course enter a number, and it works. If we look at number 7, we can just bring in the entire file and then use that as a header value with the period beforehand. So you could have all your functions that you ever might need, store them in one single file that grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And this way you can just pull it in whenever to any of your programs, but just use the files you want to use.